I'm New Age Server Alarm, and this is part 2 of the System Test Series finale. It's been about half a year since I did part 1, and the reason why this happened is because I've honestly been busy with my other big project, and I just haven't really had any opportunities to actually record this video, so I do apologize for that. But, you know, those who have been watching my system test series for years are very used to this, because I have a habit of this. And I guess, in a way, it's kind of fitting that I'm ending the series by taking a long time between videos. Alright, so in part 1, you saw a blank cover next to the carbon monoxide detector in the basement. I didn't reveal what was going to go into that because, truthfully, I hadn't actually ordered it yet when I recorded the video, but now I'm revealing it. This right here is a combustible gas leak detector. It works kind of similar to the CO alarm, except it detects gas leaks. Since our new boiler runs on propane instead of heating oil, this detector would go off if there's a problem with the propane pipes. So to test this, I have a propane torch here, and all I'm going to do is open the valve and hold it up to the sensor, and it'll trip the alarm. It goes pretty quick, so this won't take long at all. Open up, blocking the camera.
Gas leak detected. Evacuate immediately.
Alright, so you can go ahead and silence that.
Detected. Evacuate immediately.
That's a button I programmed to make the system a little bit easier to use for my parents. It activates a custom function which silences the alarm. Now, the way I have it programmed is it won't silence a burglary alarm, because then a burglar could turn the alarm off, which would be counterintuitive. Let's go ahead and reset the system. And that's it, it's normal again. Now let's do a test of the low temperature sensor. I didn't test this in the last video because I said that I couldn't get the basement cold enough, but I actually came up with an idea to test this thing. It's a little bit silly, but it actually works, because I tried it before recording this. So you've probably all seen these things before in the past. Just aerosol can used for dusting out electronics and stuff. Well, normally they work fine, but they have an odd little side effect when you flip them upside down. They, see? They shoot out a cloud of gas, and that is actually very, very cold. So, using this stuff, I can actually freeze the sensor and trigger it. So, that is what I'm about to do. It actually does take that much. It'll trigger eventually. Oh, and also this produces a gas that the gas detector actually detects. So, little fun fact about that. This thing is ice cold. Has freaking frost on it. So acknowledge that. And now we'll restore the sensor by thawing it out with the heat gun. See? Damn, that stuff's cold. Alright, that should be sufficiently warmed back up now. So we can reset the panel. Nope, apparently not. Yeah, must not be warm enough yet. Anyway, so that basically concludes the test of the sensor. Pretty simple. Just, the thing gets cold, we get an alarm. Lets you know your basement's frozen. So, when I was designing this system, I had a thought. I've got all these nice water flood sensors in the basement, and mobile notifications and all the 9 works, but what if we could do something about the water flood? Since a lot of water floods would be caused by broken pipes, why don't we do something about it? So, this is what I came up with. This right here is called a motor-operated water valve. And essentially the way this works is there's a little electric motor inside and some gears that rotates a ball valve when you apply power to it. This is different from a solenoid, because if I had used a solenoid, I would have to maintain power to the valve. So if we had a power failure, the valve would open and then the flood would start back up again. But with a motor-operated valve, it maintains its state when the power to it is dropped. I have it installed here on the water main. See, there's our water meter, and goes up the pipe to right there. This right here is a bypass valve, just in case something goes horribly wrong and this valve won't open. So you can just go like this and bypass it, which is supposed to be shut at all times. This is controlled by this little control box right here that I actually created. See, it's actually an Alertec product. So essentially this contains a relay that controls the valve when an output from the Bosch panel turns on. It also allows you to bypass the output and manually open the valve, which is something you would want to do after you have solved the flood situation. So since I can't actually flood the basement for rather obvious reasons, we're going to have to pretend a little bit. So imagine, if you will, that this is a garden hose that's connected to the threaded spigot on the laundry sink. And this was left over the side of the sink, and the water was turned on, and it started flooding in the basement. So, let's create a fake flood by turning this hose on. There we go. Now, we have a simulated flood. Okay, so now it's time to demonstrate the water shutoff. Water is flowing, so all we gotta do is trip the sensor. There we go. Sweet. And silence that. Okay, so now that the flood has been automatically stopped by the system, we can go ahead and turn off our fake water flood. So we've got our flood fixed, and now we can restore the water supply. So first the control has to be put into manual mode, and then we can open the valve. So manual, and then open. Now the valve is open and the valve shut light is off. This also causes a trouble condition on the keypad to remind people that the flood control switch is in manual mode, and if there was another flood, it would not automatically stop the water. So we can silence that using either Command 4 or just pressing Enter, because on a B series you can just press Enter. Okay, so now the water has dried up, so we can go ahead and reset the keypad, but it's not going to completely reset. All we need to do is turn off the output so we can reset the water flow. Press Enter, enter the code, press Enter. Now that the output is turned off, all we have to do now is turn it back into auto mode, and we can reset the system. And that's it. It's ready. And that is it for the System Test Series Finale Part 2. I just want to thank all of my fans over the past well over 10 years, ever since System Test 1, for watching my videos and enjoying it and watching me grow from an enthusiast to a kind of obsessed person to a technician and now to what I am now. It's been a long ride and I had a lot of fun. It isn't the end, though. Check out my new upcoming series, the Alertec Security Series, where I'll be focusing on security systems and their technology. And eventually, when I get a house, I plan to do a new series of system tests. But who knows when that's going to happen. I hope it happens soon, but we'll see. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So, for those who are paying attention to the keypad displays in the video, yes, I did film these clips out of order.